Tricky's awesome, but can get very annoying, like an orca super glued to your balls. Apparently, if you play catch with him long enough with Tricky's ball...
What is the goddamn point of that thing?
More like Tricky's deltoidal icosatetrahedron, something cool will happen. He changed color. That's it?
What, were you expecting to win a car? Or maybe warp to the end of the game?
Well, actually, that would be pretty sweet, because this game's so friggin' long!
What a waste of time. At the end of the game, you fight General Scales.
I've been waiting for you, Fox McCloud.
This is gonna rock.
You may have returned the Spellstones, but the war is not over yet. Now you must face me.
Stop! Scales! You are no longer any use to me.
But no, you don't. Instead, you fight the Krazoa god.
If you ask me, that's much cooler.
Wanted to fight them both, but whatever. Sucks even more that Scales kicks your ass before dismissal. He releases the last Krazoa spirit, you immediately return, which is very inconsistent, because I just returned the second last.
If you ask me, it's good that you return the last one after the second last, because at this point in the game, I want it to end!
Anyway, this is gonna rock. But no! Instead, you fight Andross.
You mean you fight the main villain in the Starfox series? How dare they?
What the shitting fuck? I already killed Andross.
Complaining about Andross returning would be like complaining about Bowser returning in Mario games.
Are you telling me my previous fight with him was all for nothing? And that I had yet to avenge my father? What?
No, it's just the developers of this game obviously wanted to use a villain familiar to the series.
A piece of shit. And now Fuck the Cloud informs me that Andross channeled powers to revive himself.
It seems that Andross discovered the ancient power of the Krazoa, and by trapping Crystal, who had the ability to channel this power, he was able to use this energy to revive himself.
If he was dead, how the fuck could he revive himself?
Maybe you already planned it.
Or maybe he was channeling Scales and his minions from beyond the grave. And if all else fails, there's always the simple answer.
It's just a game, so who gives a shit?
He's way too easy, and did they have to turn him into Arnold Schwarzenegger?
And now, to destroy the Lilac system! And now, to destroy the Lilac system!
I gotta admit, that's kind of funny.
See, game dude? You can be funny if you try. It's just too bad that's one of the only funny jokes.
How they impossibly destroyed what had to have been an awesome ending in just a matter of seconds defies all logic of the universe.
At least this time we'll see the last of him.
See? You mean Saw.
No, more than one character witnessed the event. So the game is correct. It's seen, not saw.
Because poor literacy is cool.
And that better have been the last time. Oh look, Falco finally decided to show up at the end of the game. After you beat the game, you can't even go back to collect any of the 8 hidden coins you may have missed to unlock cool stuff. You can't go back at all. You have to start a new file. What the fox?
Besides, there's not really much point in going back anyways. This game has little to no replay value. Although I will say it would have been nice to have a chapter select option for when you beat in the game.
See this? This sums it all up.
Oh!
Starfox insult. More like Starfox assault.
What?
No, don't you dare, game dude. Not only is he insulting Starfox Assault, my favourite game in the Starfox series, but his reasons for hating it are going to be retarded. Oh boy.
These levels still aren't nearly as majestic as the classics.
Are the only words you could use to describe a game majestic and legendary?
But the graphics are beautiful. Hello? Hello?
Little thing called boost button. You can use it, you know.
Look, a dead zone. Are you kidding me? It's empty. There's nothing here.
I was not aware of that.
What? Were you expecting I didn't know?
Okay, we can get in over there.
What a great game.
Finally, he gets something right. Now, how long before he's going to make another stupid statement?
The running levels are just awful. These graphics are dull. Fox's first shading is gone.
6 seconds! Congratulations, game dude, you win absolutely nothing!
In all seriousness though, downgrading graphics does not equal downgrading gameplay.
Skates on stairs. And why is his snout so short?
I refer you to my comment on the Starfox SNES cover.
Basically, all you do on foot is shoot targets. It's so repetitive. Pepper looks like shit. The trees are just a bunch of intersecting sprites. Camera sucks. It keeps getting stuck. Enemies are generic. Controls are sloppy.
Elaborate!
And because everything always looks the same, you're always lost, which makes the time limits even more aggravatingly torturous. Great, now I'm lost.
Oh, but what's that ahead of you? That shining wall. Why, it must be the elevator shaft.
Everything looks the same.
But of course, Game Dude stupidly passes it. How could he have missed it? It was right in front of him!
What is it with game dude and creepy grins?
It's no good, Fox. Our battle plan's a failure.
What, is he now going to the toilet? Okay, we should count that as a separate evil stare.
Most of the game is on foot, and there's nothing worse than beating one of these levels, only to go to another. The voice acting is okay, but they never stop talking!
Okay, got them! Okay, got them! Okay, got them!
She's basically telling you she's got this area covered!
Okay, got them! Okay, got them!
Say it. One more time. Just one more time.
Okay.
Foxorit! Grenades are extremely powerful, but it's almost impossible to hit anything with them.
But it does work wonders when it comes to clearing out an enclosed room or tunnel.
Radar is vague and useless.
If the radar had more map detail on it though, it would just get overcrowded and hard to make out. And besides, how is it useless? It shows the targets.
The red dots are the targets. The bigger they are, the closer you are to their level. But even when the dots can't get any bigger, I still can't find the damn targets.
Well, maybe the targets are above or below you. Now I understand the radar has no way of distinguishing floors, but just look around a bit to find them.
Time is running out. Damn it!
Well, if you take out the enemies in the sky, you get more time. Keep doing it to refill your time bar. Jeez, it's not that hard to figure out.
Now I have to start all over again. Now look at this. Small dot, big dot. Small dot, big dot. The radar is broken!
No, you're just not looking up!
Can't go on like this.
I know!
I can't take anymore. I'm out of here.
Excellent idea.
You know, by just pacing back and forwards like that, you're not exactly going to win the level.
I tell my team,
Falco, Slippy, the airborne enemies are all yours.
but then moments later, Slippy tells me to help him.
Fox, get the enemy behind me!
Would love to, Slippy, but time is running out, the R-Wing is too far, and I'm kind of busy looking for these damn targets!
Your team needs help though. You can take out a bit of time just to help them. And also, you don't need the R-Wing to save them. You can use a Landmaster or even a rocket launcher or sniper rifle to shoot the enemies.
Besides, what did I tell you?
Falco, Slippy, the airborne enemies are all yours.
Follow my orders.
You know, battle plans can change depending on the situation.
Yeah, Slippy's still annoying, and did they have to make him into a klutz?
I always thought that was pretty funny myself.
If the orange bar goes up, it's game over. To refill, you fly your R-Wing to the sky and shoot enemies. Not only does this go against the plan, but having to constantly go back to the sky is a pain in the ass.
I thought you were complaining about being on the ground.
Seeing Cricky all grown up is pretty cool, though. Starfox
Wait, what? That's it? You're not even going to show the rest of the game? And considering this is a revision, you're telling me you couldn't even be bothered to complete the game to show the rest of it? I mean, seeing how short and easy Starfox Assault is, that's pathetic.
I don't believe this guy.
Man, this garbage to the garbage can.
Okay, as far as Star Fox Command goes, it's not our favourite, but we still think it's a pretty fun game.
A bad Star Fox 2 clone. They look like Fisher-Price toys, and it should have been mostly linear like Star Fox 64, not just dull invisible cubes. Yeah, all the levels are like Star Fox 64's all-range mode.
And we thought you liked Star Fox 64. So, what makes a Star Fox game good?
But abysmal. Star Fox 64. Destroy reactor heads radiating energy beams to stop gravitational field, to destroy core panels, to destroy core and defeat Starwolf team. Star Fox Command. Destroy 2 targets. 3 targets. 5 targets. Why are these games so damn dull? As annoying as being trapped in invisible cubes is, why couldn't any of them be as interesting as the ones in Star Fox 64? For the 3rd time. Unlike only the classics, there's no imagination.
How would you compare the imagination of the other games to this? Because A, it's on a portable system, so it had limits. B, it still has a variety of levels both old and new. And C, there are other ships to control in this game, giving it more variety.
Complexity, diversity, or enchantment. Just insane repetition, destroying targets, missiles, and bases throughout the entire game.
Notice how he never talks or even references about the strategic map or battle plan elements in this review.
Being asininely easy to maddeningly difficult. It's the same thing.
Wait a minute, how come the text changed from Japanese to English? Do you have any consistency? I've looked through the menus and found no language change option, so how do we know this is even his own footage?
Over and over and over again. Goes back to its roots by having them speak gibberish, and although it's cool that you can voice your own gibberish, an option for them to speak English would have been nice.
Well, considering how much text there is, I don't think the DS would be able to handle the full voice acting. And besides, would it kill you to read text?
Dialogue is cheesy and story is terrible. Fox kicks Crystal off the team because he's concerned of her safety, and what does she do? She joins the Starwolf team. I knew that bitch was trouble. Graphics are very good, and even though the landscapes are depressingly bland and empty, and the buildings are horribly textured rectangular prisms, they do have their moments of beauty.
What, were you expecting HD graphics? This ain't the PS3, you know.
Music is decent, and touch control is good, but can be unresponsive and finicky. And the option to use the D-pad and shoulder buttons would have been nice.
Again, that's another thing I agree with. Seeing as the DS's control setup is the same as the SNES, it would have felt like playing the original Starwing.
Also, hitting small targets is a massive pain in the ass because aiming is imprecise, and that fucking timer is an ignominious inconvenience. It carries over to every next level, which makes it even more aggravating. And if that's not enough, you have a limited number of tries. And if that's not enough, you have to prevent Star Fox from getting torpedoed or it's game over. And if that's not enough, because you can only save after completing a map, if you lose, you have to start all the way back at the very beginning of the map and do everything all over again as if the game wasn't repetitive enough.
It's called Challenge. Look it up.